Hey cooks, it's Easter time, and a lot of people make a ham. So we are going to take this hardwood smoked ham and we're going to give it the Amy Learns to Cook treatment. We are going to make a brown sugar and honey glaze, and we're going to cook this baby out on the Weber kettle grill. So join us. Let's make a ham. Okay, so we bought this ham at Restaurant Depot, and one of the things about it is it doesn't really say if it's bone-in or boneless, which is kind of funny to me because most of them say that. I would imagine it was like $2 a pound. I would imagine it's probably bone-in because most of the time when they're boneless, they're like twice the price of that. So it comes with this honey glaze. You can use the seasoning packet. We're not going to do that. We're going to use a special Amy seasoning, right? Amy glaze. So we got to get this ham out of here. This thing is about 10 pounds. Okay. It's like an unboxing, but with ham.
Yeah.
And now let's get this foil off of it. Eesh. It's a juicy ham. So this is a spiral cut ham. And we're not going to, ooh, look at that. We're not going to be doing the classic slash on this because it's spiral cut. So you can see where they did that. So I'm just going to leave that as is. I'm not going to make a bunch of cuts in it. Technically, this is cooked. So what we're doing when we're smoking it is we are just giving it our smoke, right? And we're heating it all the way up thoroughly. And we're going to be cooking the glaze on there. So ooh, it smells really good. So after unboxing the ham, I'm thinking it is, I can feel the bone right here. So it is a bone-in ham. It's very, it smells really good. It does already have the spiral cut. See how that is? So I'm not going to put those cuts in there because we already have it on there. So we're going to, take this out to the barbecue. We're going to be putting it under smoke for about 30 minutes. You don't want to over smoke something like this because one, it's already smoked, but we want fresh smoke on it because I love that smoky flavor. I'm going to be using part of this in my green bean, red potato recipe. I'll put links up here and down below. So we're going to put this under smoke for about 30 minutes. Then we're going to foil it. We're going to bring it up to temperature. We want it about 130, 140. Probably about 15 minutes, 15 minutes before we're going to unfoil it. Then we're going to start the glaze. So let's go put this out on the barbecue and then we'll be back to make the glaze.
All right, it's getting to rain here, so we're going to do this in a hurry here. We're going to cook this between 250, 275 for a couple hours. We're using this pan because we're going to eventually put some apple juice in here and wrap it so it doesn't get too much smoke, but the apple juice will keep us from having to keep marinating it and all that good stuff.
Ooh, sparks.
Got sparks because we're using some hardwood. So we're basically using some lump charcoal in there. For the
Indirect.
Indirect. I'm using some apple wood that's been soaking for quite a bit in some water. As soon as you get some air, it's going to come alive, believe me. We only want to smoke this for anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour. I don't want to over smoke it because that's just me. If you're doing this in a smoker with just a couple of chunks and you're careful on your charcoal usage, then you can smoke it for a lot longer. The rain is starting to fall.
Rain is starting to fall, so this is the...
So we're testing the water integrity of Amy's phone here. And I'm trying to get this last wood chunk in here. So
get the lid on.
Let's go ahead and get the wood. Whoop.
Oh!
So we got that going. I'm going to choke down for the smoke both the bottom for source. Yeah, it's starting to come down pretty hard. So
we're going inside.
We're going inside. Bye.
So this is barbecue life. It rains, we keep smoking on. So the ham is under smoke right now. There wasn't a lot of smoke, but as soon as we put on the those wood chunks and they got a chance to get going, boy, we got some nice smoke. So that ham right now is being double smoked. It was smoked once before we got it, and now we're putting some fresh smoke on there. It's gonna be fantastic. We are going to be using this in other recipes. I will have a ham and bean soup that I'm gonna make, as well as my green beans, red potatoes with ham. It is so good. We're gonna be doing that for Easter. Part of the way through, we're gonna maybe put some foil in it with a little apple juice in that pan. Really depends on how the ham is looking. You really have to judge. That's just a judge of the cook. About 30 minutes before we're gonna be glazing.
The rain stopped, yay. We're just gonna add a couple of cups of apple juice here to get a little liquid. And I'm gonna just go ahead and foil this guy up. I just don't want my ham to dry out while it's been exposed to dry heat. All right, we're gonna foil this. All right, we put the foil over here so that way the ham will, it might steam a little bit, but the basic idea is it's in a wet environment now, so hopefully it won't dry out as much as it would if it was just exposed to dry. We probably got another hour left to cook on this bad boy, so we'll check it in a little bit. Amy's making the glaze, and I think it's gonna be yummy. So let's get back in the kitchen.
Okay, so I'm gonna put in a half a stick of butter in this saucepan that's over medium heat. We have a cup of apple juice and a cup of brown sugar. We're gonna go ahead and start getting this going. Ooh, it looks good already. Brown sugar, butter, apple juice. Can it get any better?
I don't know.
Yes.
What else do you got, my pretty?
I have some cinnamon.
Yeah.
I have some nutmeg. I have a couple tablespoons of Dijon mustard. And this recipe will be out on my website, of course. So this is gonna come together. Just gonna whisk this in to get that mustard broken up in there. I have a half a cup of honey. And to top it off, I have 2 tablespoons of bourbon. This is gonna have to heat up, kind of come close to a boil. And so we're gonna reduce it down. So as this reduces, I'll be back. So I turned off the heat, it's nice and dark. And so I'm gonna take it off this heat and it'll thicken some more as it cools. Okay, so it's just about done. We're gonna glaze it. Eric brought it in the house just because it's really windy out there so you guys can hear me better. We're gonna glaze it and he's gonna go drop it back onto the smoker. And look at that. That glaze is beautiful. This glaze gives it kind of a candied appearance. I flipped it over so that big cut side is down on the bottom in the apple juice, just to give it some little apple juice time. And ooh, look at that. That's some yummy looking stuff there. This makes it nice and shiny, gives it that nice ham look. The ham look. You know that look. Looks like a ham. How about if I pour a little over the top?
I don't know if that's cheating.
Is that cheating?
You can pour some of it in my mouth.
Okay, we're going to put this back on the smoker and let it set this glaze. Okay, get it out for me, Boo.
I'm sorry I'm out of uniform, no apron, but this is an emergency. Tough, whatever is called for tough decisions. And this is a tough decision. This is not the tool to use for an 8-pound piece of ham.
10 pound.
10 pounds, excuse me. This spiral, he's a heavy one, boo-boo.
Yeesh.
Oh.
Ooh. Ham I am.
Okay. I think Chef Amy can take over.
Okay, the ham is off the smoker. Eric moved it onto a cutting board for me. It's like candy on the outside, right? So you're going to see this, and this dark is just like bark, and barbecue lovers love bark, right? This outside piece on the cut side is also too a little dark. You see that? That's just like bark to the barbecue folks. So the person that likes that. So I'm just going to take this piece off because it's pretty much going to fall off.
Yeah.
So a spiral sliced ham is already sliced. So all you have to do, oh my gosh.
Yeah, here, you got to give me some of that.
Eric likes that.
Yeah, sorry, ma'am.
Bark kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So since it's already sliced, you see all the slices here? This is a spiral slice. You can just cut around this bone and it'll all come out in pieces. Or you can cut down here and it'll take this off as one piece. How do you want it, Eric?
I don't know, but this is pretty groovy, what I got. So just give me more.
Let me get a smaller knife. So if you just put your knife in here and cut around on this bone like this, I'm not too great at this, but I'm trying, right? These pieces will come straight off because it's already cut. It's a little fat in there. Mm-hmm. So since it's double smoke, it's going to be a little darker than if you oven roast it. That big little piece. Piece of ham. How's it taste, Boo?
I forgot. I think you need to give me another piece.
Okay, come taste one of these pieces here.
Thank you.
It's just falling off. Woo.
Ooh. Yeah, these pieces are just falling apart. Look at that. Oh, and that apple cider, that did a nice job because this stuff is still pretty moist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, that looks pretty good right there. So usually they spiral cut it back to about here, and then they leave this back piece solid. So this is what we're going to use for the ham and bean soup. I might use half of it for that, and then a little bit of maybe these for the green beans that I'm going to make. So that looks pretty tasty. Whoa, the whole thing is just coming apart.
You gotta be careful, Boo. What you ask for, you will receive. This thing will come apart on you.
Yeah, it did come apart on me. Mm-hmm. So, cooks, you know how to do your Easter ham now on the smoker. This is a double smoked ham that we glazed with a glaze that had brown sugar and butter and bourbon, right? Apple juice, all that fun stuff. And yeah, so you got smoked ham. This has a way more rich smoke taste than just straight out of the package. So try to smoke a ham this year. And even if you buy one of these, you could do this in the oven just as well. I hope you have a great Easter, a great holiday, and I hope you enjoy celebrating with family, and I hope you have a great one.